I'm making a cookie dough fudge. Now, this will be very interesting. I've never made this before, but I'm gonna give it a try. So I have my white chocolate chips, and you want 3 cups of white chocolate chips. This is 4 cups, so I'm just using 3/4 of the bag. And my sweetened condensed milk. All right, and then we're going to microwave this, stirring every 30 to 45 seconds. All right, I got distracted, so I went a little longer than 30 seconds, like a minute and a half. Oops. So it might totally be melted. Oh, that looks actually pretty good. All right, so now for the cookie dough, we're gonna add cookie dough so that we'll have the cookie dough part in there. Okay, so I have to tell you, I think this is the only time in my entire life I've ever bought cookie dough. I know, I don't know what to do with it. So these are cute little things here. I've never seen this before. Okay, so I'm going to take my cookie dough chunks and break them up into smaller chunks. Let's see, what should I do? Like a half a package probably, I guess. I assume, I don't know. Okay, so we'll try that. Save the rest of these for another something. Okay, so stir this in. Okay, and I think I'm gonna add chocolate chips too. I don't know, I'm just winging it. Oh no, they're melting. Ooh, but that might be swirly, pretty. So I'm not gonna mix anymore because the chocolate chips are melting and they might stay a little bit bigger chunks if I... Oops, I just realized I did the wrong paper for the wrong pan. Okay. So I'm just gonna go dump this straight in. Oh, it's gonna be swirly, I hope. Oh, that would be cool. Swirly is cool. And put it in the pan without, hopefully, de-swirlyifying it. Is that a word? Did I just make up a new word? De-swirlyifying it. I don't know. My brain does not always work because I have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. So that's why I pause a lot and say a lot. And so if my disability bothers you, please feel free to find another channel. I've had some people comment that it bothers them when I can't think of the words. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. My disability does not allow my brain to work, and I just keep forging on anyway, because I'm not gonna sit on my butt and do nothing. All right. Speaking of which, we're gonna put this in the freezer and let it set up, and then we will cut it. Oh my goodness. Speaking of my brain not working, but that looks really nice. I like that. Shoot, on this cookie dough fudge, I totally spaced. I was gonna do M&Ms on the top. So let's get some M&Ms on here. This is how I store my half-used bags of candies. Okay, so then we're gonna spread it along so it's evenly distributed, and then I'm gonna push in all of the M&Ms. Shoot, I can't believe I forgot to do that. Oh well. See, my brain just does not always go with me, or my hands don't go with my, I don't know. Something's not working. Okay, getting that all pushed in. Okay, so now we're going to put this back in the fridge more over here. Okay, so got my cookie dough M&M fudge. Now, in order to not mess up my M&Ms as much, I'm gonna cut it upside down so the M&Ms don't scrape through the fudge. Now, I had this in the fridge about an hour or so. With the higher quantity of chips, it sets up quicker. Oh, look, you can see the bit of cookie dough there. Oh, yum. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try. I've never had cookie dough from the store before. That is really tasty. All right, I would say this is definitely a 10 out of 10. Let me show you how to store this in the freezer. Okay, so in order to freeze this fudge, I'm just going to put it on a plate, just like so. Then you can either use saran wrap or plastic wrap of any kind. And I've got these deli papers that I got for super cheap or free, I can't remember which, at a garage sale. So I'm sticking all of those on here. Wax paper, freezer paper, all of that will work. Okay, so got it in there. There we go. Then I am putting it in a zip bag. Just like so. And then we have our cookie dough, our M&M cookie dough fudge, all ready for the freezer, and just pull it out when Christmas comes. I just wanted to clarify real quick before I get on with the rest of the fudge recipes. The base recipe is 2 ingredients, okay? So the base recipe is either chips and sweetened condensed milk, which is on page 315 in my Dining on a Dime cookbook, volume 2, or chips and frosting, which is not in my Dining on a Dime cookbook. It is on my website though, or chips and Cool Whip, okay? So all these recipes have a 2 ingredient base and then all of your optional add-ins. So I just want to clarify that before I get on with all of the other fudge recipes. I am making a Gumdrop Fudge. Got my chocolate chips and my sweetened condensed milk. All right. Put this in the microwave and let it melt, stirring every 30 seconds. Right, it has been 1 minute with my microwave because I forgot to stir the first time. All right, go 1 more 30 seconds. All right, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to cut my dots into smaller pieces. All right, it's all melted. So let me get these cut. Okay, so I combined 1.5 boxes because the box I had mostly red, which would be fine except for this candy. I actually wanted the multiple colors. So that is fine. I'm going to add my gumdrops in and stir those. And I've got my pan there that I've lined with parchment. Okay, I'm gonna add just a few more. All right, so I'm gonna get this in. put some gumdrops on top. Okay, now we're gonna let this set up and then we will cut it. Make sure they're all pushed down. I have my dot fudge here. All right, I'm gonna keep my dots clean. I'm going to turn it upside down to cut. And see if I can do this. I don't quite have my, ooh. They're a little firm. Okay, well, there we go. I don't know what I think of how this one turned out, honestly. It'd almost be easier to make the fudge and just put the dots in after you've made the fudge. I bet that would work a little bit better. I don't know. Okay, let's try a bite. Well, it's certainly a good combination. I would never have thought of that combination, but I really like it. Okay, well, I'd say this one is a go. Might be easier to take and put your candies in after your fudge has set up and you've cut it. But otherwise, it's pretty tasty. I mean, it's fudge. How can it not be tasty? Making 2-ingredient fudge, but I'm adding a 3rd ingredient just to make it more whippy. And actually, I just changed my mind mid-recipe here. It's gonna add 2 other ingredients, so this is gonna be a 4-ingredient fudge. But I've got my vanilla frosting here. And my jar of peanut butter. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the microwave and let it melt. Now you can get all of our cookbooks and our price book for 40% off right now. The link is in the description below if you want easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love with inexpensive ingredients that everybody has on hand. Go check out our cookbooks. This is only one of 2 sales where this is the lowest price of the year. Go check it out in the description below, livingonadime.com. Now, if you want, you can just leave this 2-ingredient peanut butter fudge just like this, and it tastes delicious. But because I am Tara and I want to dominate the Fudge Recipe YouTube world, I am adding milk chocolate chips and peanut butter chips to bring this fudge a step up from just 2 ingredients. If you guys want to help me dominate the Fudge Recipe YouTube world, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up and share, and comment, guys. Tell me what you think. Do you guys like my fudge recipes? What do you think of these add-ins? What do you add into your peanut butter fudge? because I know a lot of people would probably do Reese's or Reese's Pieces. Ooh, that would be so yummy. Reese's, decorate it with Reese's Pieces on top. Oh my, that would be yummy. Okay, now this is my silicone mold. You do not have to use silicone. I just got this one from the thrift store for $1. I will leave it in the description for you. Okay. Now what this is going to do is the chocolate chips and the peanut butter chips are going to melt in here and kind of make a creamy swirl type, it's just like a creamy swirl type thing, which is kind of what I'm attempting. I've never made this before with the chips, but I'm going to sprinkle a few on top. Get them all pushed in there. All right, we are going to let this set up for a couple of hours, and then we are going to come back and cut it. My peanut butter chocolate fudge. Now, of course, you can leave the chocolate out and just have peanut butter fudge, which is just as good. Oh my goodness, that looks so delicious. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that turned out crumbly with the chips in it. All right, peanut butter chocolate fudge, Reese's fudge, whatever you want to call it. Yum. All right, peanut butter fudge. Mike doesn't eat peanut butter, so I will sacrifice. Oh, that tastes just like a Reese's. That is really good. You want different variations of fudge. Base it off our variations on page 315 in our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 2. You have all the variations here that you can get some more ideas for your fudge. All right, to line my pan, I'm taking my parchment paper. Okay, there, that's better. 1 cup of sweetened condensed milk here. And then I've got my butter. And my chocolate chips. Okay, now I'm gonna melt this in the microwave first. All right, I did just under 1 minute, and it looks like it just got everything all melted. Oh my goodness, that looks so delicious. Yum. This is optional, but I'm going to add just a titch of vanilla because it just adds additional flavor to your fudge. Okay, so now I'm going to pour this base on the bottom first. Now, I'm not going to use it all because I want to save a little bit for the top. Okay, so I've got my base here. All right, got this all smoothed in the pan. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take and get my cherries. And I'm going to smush all the juice out of them. People were hollering at me in my other video about not saving the juice, so I'll save the juice. And I'm gonna cut them up while I'm doing it. Okay. Yum. Now, if you want, you can fold all this in before you do your fudge layer, but I didn't. So that is fine. And then I'm just gonna do the peanuts and a few cherries on the bottom. Just break them up a little bit here. Okay. Now, I'm going to push some of those in. Now we're gonna make our white portion. Ooh, yum. All right, just because I don't have another 2-cup measuring cup, which would make this easier, but that's fine. Okay, so now for the white portion, I'm doing chips and the rest of my sweetened condensed milk. And my butter. All right, I'm gonna throw this in the microwave and let it melt. Okay, and while that's doing that, I'm gonna smash up some more cherries here. And I'm gonna sneak me a cherry. Yum. Those are delicious. All right, got that all melted in. Let me see if it got melted enough. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm gonna sprinkle in my nuts. And push all that juice out just so that it doesn't make my fudge too thin. Okay, now my cherries. And my marshmallows. Okay, now I'm going to pour all this in. And I'm going to smush it all into my chocolate layer. You kind of want to push it in just a little bit so they all the layers come together. Oh man, that smells good. Okay, now I'm gonna reheat this for just about 20-30 seconds so it'll pour on top easier. Okay, now And we're gonna spread all that yummy goodness over the top. Oh my goodness, yum. Okay, there's the chocolate. And then I'm going to take some marshmallows and push them in. Try not to get your marshmallows dirty. All right, then we're gonna do the same thing with the peanuts. Try to get whole peanuts or push the halves down so it looks like a whole peanut. All right, then I've got my cherries that are cut in half. Wow. Okay, this is looking really delicious. Okay. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it set up. Oh man. Okay, I think this is gonna be at the top of my favorites. Get everything all pushed in here. All right. Got my cherry, marshmallow fudge. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that. Oh, yum, 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 yum. I admit I'm a little nervous to cut this one. Oh, delicious. Okay, now I would probably dry the maraschino cherries with a paper towel or use the candied fruitcake cherries. But I love maraschino cherries, so I decided to go ahead and use those. Oops. Okay. This one is not perfect. So I'm gonna give this one a try. Oh man, where do I bite? Let's see. Oh my goodness. That is delicious. Mmm. Yum. Just like a cherry mash candy. Mmm. That is really good. I am making chocolate cream cheese fudge. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be so delicious. Cream cheese and my chocolate chips. Butter. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the microwave and melt it. All right. For this recipe, you want to beat your fudge so that it will get extra smooth. Okay, I'm gonna warm this up just a little bit because there's a couple of chocolate chips that didn't melt. All right, I'm gonna add in my vanilla. And I'm adding a sprinkle of salt to all of my fudges now. I forgot to record, so I'm making this a second time, and the second time I didn't have my cream cheese softened, but what I would do is melt my chocolate chips, then put my softened cream cheese that's been sitting out on the counter for at least an hour, and my butter in, and then mix it in. and it won't separate as much, but I'm just gonna beat this up until it doesn't separate. That's my own fault. All right, I'm going to pour this into my pan. All right, gonna refrigerate it. Yum. Okay, I let this set up overnight. Nice and firm. Oh my goodness. This is so turned to delicious, it's not even funny. Oh, yum. I am making pistachio fudge. I've got my white chocolate chips here. And this one I'm using my can of frosting. All right, I'm gonna put this in the microwave and stir every 30 seconds until it's melted. Okay, I'm gonna do another 30 seconds. All right, for my 1200 watt microwave, it just took 1 minute total. Ooh, yum. So I've got my pistachio pudding. Now I accidentally picked up the sugar-free, but that's not gonna matter in this. So you can, I would use regular, but I'm not going back to the store. So putting in my pistachio pudding. We're gonna get that all mixed up. This recipe is based off of my 2-ingredient fudge recipe in my Dining on a Dime cookbook, volume 2, on page 2 something. Where'd it go? Page 315. And then because, wait, didn't quite get dissolved there. Okay, then because I just want a little extra festive, I'm gonna add some white chips. And then, of course, my pistachios. We're gonna get that all stirred in. Actually, you could put marshmallows in here too. Ooh, man, should I put marshmallows in? I think I'm gonna put marshmallows in. I like that idea. I was just thinking of the Watergate salad as I was stirring it. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, let's put some marshmallows in. Okay. Okay, now I got this new little pan I'm testing out to see what I think. I don't know what I think so far. Okay. Ooh, I think maybe I should have used my regular pan. I wanted thicker fudge, but that's really thick with the marshmallows. Hold on. Okay, I don't want it quite that thick. So going to pour it into my 7-inch pan here. Loop. There we go. See how nice that went? That just went like butter. Okay. This, yeah, This is a better size because I added the marshmallows. Okay. Then for the top, I got some more chips for the top. And more pecans for the tops. Just kind of get them in there. I don't think I'll put marshmallows on the top. Okay, just push it in. Get all those pistachios. What did I say? Pecans, I meant pistachios. All those pushed in. Okay, now we're gonna put this in the refrigerator, let it set up, and then we'll come cut it. Ooh, I love pistachio. This will be a fun one. I can't wait to try this one. Okay, there we go. Pistachio fudge. Oh my goodness, guys. Wow. Look at that. Yum. Okay. Wow, that is pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, gonna give it a try. Okay, that is surprisingly good. I love pistachio, so I shouldn't be surprised. This one's a winner. Yum. Store this. I just put it on a plate after sneaking a nut. Then I got these deli wrappers for 50 cents at a garage sale, but a piece of wax paper or freezer paper or saran wrap, anything you want or have on hand. And just like so. And I just carefully, since this one's pretty full, might have one or two fall out. Okay, and there we go. Now we'll just throw that in the freezer. I am making a cherry fudge. Now, I guess I wasn't recording. I have 1.5 bags of my vanilla white chocolate baking chips and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk in here. And I'm using my extra bag as a spoon rest here as I am microwaving. I am stirring every 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And getting my chocolate all melted so it'll mix in with my sweetened condensed milk. And this didn't take very long this time in my microwave. That looks great. All right. I'm going to add my pistachios, and I didn't cut up my cherries. I was going to do that. Okay. I got my cherry fudge all ready to go here. Mixing it in. Now I'm going to sprinkle pistachios all over top. And strategically place my cherries. All right, we're gonna set this in the refrigerator and let it set up, and then we'll come back and cut it. Ooh, that looks good. Make sure you push down everything into the fudge so that it doesn't fall out. Okay, I've got my pistachio fudge here. Okay, that looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness, wow. Then to freeze this, just put it on our plate. You can use saran wrap or wax paper or freezer paper, whatever you have. I happen to have these deli papers. And I'm just going to put it like this. One layer, and then the next layer. That one. Okay, and then put it all in a zip top bag and throw it in the freezer until Christmas. And we are ready to go. I am making 3-ingredient Reese's fudge. Got my chocolate chips here. And my sweetened condensed milk. All right, going to melt this in the microwave, stirring every 30 to 45 seconds. All right, and while my fudge is melting in the microwave, I'm going to cut these in half, give or take. Okay, those little guys are pretty darn tootin' cute. All right, my chocolate melted. There we go. So now I'm going to, let's see what I want. Okay, so I'm going to put about half of my Reese's in. The chocolate. And I've got my pan, and I'm reusing my parchment paper because my other fudge did not get it dirty. I'm going to spread that in my pan. Then I'm going to take some of the Reese's and put them in. I'm going to take some of the cut Reese's. All right, then you're going to push to make sure they all get pushed into the fudge. Don't pop out. And it's okay, some of them are melting, it's okay. All right, gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it set up. Ooh, yum. All right, look at that. Ooh, yum. goodness, I love Reese's. Okay, we're gonna get this all cut up. Oh my goodness, that looks delicious. Yum.